The first transgender active duty Army officer in American history is now under arrest, accused of plotting to give the Russian government confidential medical information about U.S. personnel in the military. National correspondent Logan Ratick joins us now live at the Pentagon with details. Logan.
Well, Bob, the sexual orientation has little to do with this story, but this all stems from a Baltimore hotel meeting that took place in mid-August. Now, Jamie Lee Henry, who's a former Army doctor, is all caught up in this scandal and right now allegedly passing confidential medical information to an undercover FBI agent back in that Baltimore meeting instead of a Russian embassy employee that Henry and wife Anna Gabrillion were led to believe they were meeting with. Now, the couple from Rockville, Maryland, tried giving the Russian government medical information related to patients at Fort Bragg in North Carolina, where Henry was a staff internist and had high-level security clearance, along with Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore, where Gabrillion worked as an anesthesiologist. And according to the hospital's website, Gabrillion speaks both English and Russian. Now, in the meeting with the undercover FBI agent, Gabrillion said she was, quote, motivated by patriotism toward Russia to provide any assistance she could to Russia, even if it meant being fired or going to jail. The couple is charged with conspiracy and wrongful disclosure of individually identifiable health information. Now, the indictment accuses the couple of providing the undercover FBI agent with medical information to show, quote, the potential for the Russian government to gain insights into the medical conditions of individuals associated with the U.S. government and military to exploit this information. It also says, quote, Henry explained to the undercover agent that they were committed to assisting Russia, and he had looked into volunteering to join the Russian army after the conflict in Ukraine began, but Russia wanted people with combat experience, and he did not have any. Now, Fort Bragg, where Henry did work, is a major Army base that is home to the 18th Airborne Corps, as well as Womack Army Medical Center and the headquarters of the Army's Special Operations Command. Now, Henry, who was the staff internist at Fort Bragg, allegedly provided information on at least 5 individuals who were patients there, including 2 veterans and 3 spouses of veterans. Now, the couple appeared in Baltimore federal court on Thursday, and they were released into home confinement. Both Gabrillion and Henry have electronic monitoring, although Gabrillion was released with $500,000 bond. Henry was released without bond, so we'll wait to see how this court process plays out. The charges, conspiracy is up to 5 years in prison if convicted on that charge, but also those medical charges that have been brought up, those could face, each count is up to 10 years in prison. So no treason here, Bob, no treason charges, but giving off those medical records to somebody they thought was a Russian agent will certainly likely land them in prison. Back to you.
Is she an American? I mean, this is somebody born in the United States?
Yes, and Henry was a former Army medic of sorts, a major male to female transgender person. But in the court filing, Bob, the individual is also referred to as a male. But the person, Henry, is a U.S. citizen, but the spouse is somebody who appears to be a dual Russian U.S. citizen, at least somebody who speaks Russia. Both had sympathies towards Russia, and Henry said that the U.S. efforts in helping Ukraine were part of a bigger goal of trying to demonize the Russians. So that's where Henry said the sympathy stems from. Unclear where Gabrillion stands from, her sympathy, aside from the fact that she's a Russian speaker.
Yeah, you can be a Russian speaker, but not giving secrets to the Russians. Logan, thank you very much.